Hi, I'm Daniel from Solar Choice, Australia's leading independent platform for comparing quotes on solar, heat pumps, batteries, and EV chargers. And this is the next video in our series looking at EV charging in apartment buildings, today focusing on level 2 chargers. Now, level 2 chargers are the most common type of charger for people in freestanding homes. If you go for a drive around your local area and see someone with a garage or car park and a charger on the wall, there's a pretty good chance that's going to be a 7 kilowatt level 2 charger. And while level 2 chargers are fantastic in those applications, they're not going to be the best fit for every apartment building. So in this episode, we'll look a little bit deeper to help you figure out what's going to be the best charger for your strata building. Level 2 chargers come in two different varieties, a single phase 7 kilowatt charger and a 3-phase 22 kilowatt charger. Not every building will be able to have a 22 kilowatt charger, so make sure you have a feasibility study done or contact an electrician to understand what power supply is available for the chargers in your building. A single phase charger will be supplying somewhere around 30 to 50 kilometers of range per hour of charging, and a 3-phase charger can supply anywhere up to 140 kilometers of range per hour of charging. So you can imagine for pretty much any EV driver, an overnight charge is going to take you pretty much all the way up to full. And for most people, even just a few hours charging will take you close to full as long as your vehicle wasn't right down at zero to start with. So level 2 chargers are pretty fast, but are they going to be the best fit for your building? There are a few things to consider. If you're looking at just 1 or 2 shared chargers, for example in a visitor parking bay, level 2 chargers are definitely what you should be considering, ideally 3-phase chargers, so that lots of people are able to access that infrastructure over the course of a day or night, instead of having one car hogging the charger for 12 hours straight. That's not going to be great for communal use. If you're looking at having an EV charger in every single parking bay, then you have to consider that level 2 chargers should be part of a whole ecosystem with a load management system so they can all communicate to each other and not impact on the regular electricity use in your building. For more info on load management systems, have a look through our feed and you'll see earlier in this series an episode looking just at load management. So, what are the advantages of level 2 chargers? Obviously, the charging speed is a big plus. Level 2 chargers can also be rolled out over time. If the backbone infrastructure is installed in the first instance, then different EV owners can add their charger over the next 1, 2, 5, 10 years at a time that's convenient to them. That's deferring some of the cost, which can make it easier to get support for the start of the project. As well, they're suited to individual apartments as well as shared use, so there are a lot of good reasons to consider level 2 chargers for your apartment, but a few cons as well. The first one being relatively high capital expenditure. Depending on your exact apartment building and the layout of the electrical infrastructure, you can expect somewhere between $2,000 and $6,000 per apartment cost to have all the infrastructure needed to support level 2 charging. For some buildings that will make a lot of sense, for others it simply won't and the numbers won't stack up. Next, they're actually not very versatile. Whereas a level 1 charger can be used like a normal power point for a vacuum or to charge tools, a level 2 charger can only be used to charge your electric vehicle and not for anything else. And lastly, if your building has a limited electrical capacity to be allocated to electric vehicles, that is, the amount of electricity coming from the grid is being used by the apartments for washing dishes, cooking dinner, running lights, and then the bit that's left over can be allocated to EV charging. In some buildings, that leftover is going to be quite a lot. That might suit level 2 chargers. In some buildings, there's only a little bit left over. And you can imagine if there's only a little bit of leftover electricity and there's 20 level 2 chargers and 10 drivers trying to charge at the same time, those level 2 chargers are going to be ramped down so they're actually charging very slowly. That's an important function of the load management system to protect the existing electrical infrastructure, but it means that level 2 chargers in that particular building might be a waste of money because sometimes they're not going to be acting as level 2 fast chargers, they're only going to be running slowly. So Considering in your feasibility report what amount of electricity is spare to be allocated to EV charging is going to help inform that decision. Some key takeaways for you. Number one, make sure you understand what's possible in your building. Your feasibility study should provide some costs, so you have an understanding of the cost difference from level 1 charges to level 2 charges for your specific application. And if your building is only able to consider shared charges, like in a visitor bay, you should definitely be looking at level 2 charges, particularly a 3-phase charger if that's possible in your situation. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos in this series looking at EV charging in apartments coming out soon.